the back and sides glued on, it makes life just a little easier to use a flush trim router bit to trim the edges down even with the sides. Time to make all the binding and purfling to go around the top and back edges of the guitar. The guitar is rosewood, and I could use all kinds of stuff for the binding. I've decided to use some walnut and maple for the white part of the strips. Normally not easy to do on a table saw, but with a good sharp rip blade and a good saw, it can be done successfully. These are actually about a 32nd of an inch thick. I'm going to glue the thin white purfling on the bottom edge of the binding, so there'll be a white stripe where it connects to the side along the edges. And clothespins are such good clamps for small things. Available in great volume, and they're pretty cheap. And drilling the tuner mounting holes. I found a package of pearl inlay fretboard dots, so I'm going to drill some very shallow holes and put those in. I was thinking of framing the fretboard in maple, but I think I'll keep it simple and just leave it plain. I've got to glue in the tailpiece before I can route the sides for the binding, so I might as well get that done now and give it time to dry. And it's walnut with maple borders along the edges to match the binding that's going to go on. I'm about to use this small router to cut the edge of the guitar for the binding. Always a difficult time, because when one little thing that goes wrong, that's that. But this is what I have. I used to have an old Craftsman router. I mean, this was old, it only took 1/4-inch bits, and I still have the motor in the drawer, but on the bottom was this plate that came with it with this bearing roller. And what I did was I cut the plate down, drilled new holes so it fit this palm router, and it's a real nice sort of thing. I haven't seen anything like it except you can buy a specialty item like this. But anything that really comes with a router, this thing just came with a router. So as you're routing, it doesn't matter if you turn the router, the high spot is right here. So the bearing roller will keep it along the edge of the guitar and hopefully cut the right depth for the purfling. I'm going to do the purfling first, and then I'll come back in and do the binding. Wish me luck. After routing the purfling ledge, I have to route another one for the binding to go around the outside edge of the guitar. On the back side, I don't have the purfling, just the binding, so I just need to make one cut the width of the binding that goes around the edge. The router bit is already set to that from the front side. The only thing is I have a little arch in the back. Using a small router like this, it helps. I used to use a big one. The larger the router, the more pronounced the tilt. But the small one should be okay. I'll do it once, see how it goes, and then go from there. the back binding is on, I just need to let it dry, and then sand it, scrape it and sand it down, and the sound box is pretty much complete now. Then we can move on to the neck. Well, the box is pretty much done, the sound box. Still a lot of fine sanding to do on it, but it's enclosed. It's sounding pretty good. It might be a little tight. I probably could have taken a little bit more off the bracing on the inside, but we'll find out when it's strung up, I guess. I've got a little bit of tear out along the back side where I routed in the rosewood. I'll have to do a little bit of filling there. There's not much though, just a couple little spots. And you can't really find them unless you look for them. There's a little strip right there, which of course you can't see on camera. But it's not too bad. Looking pretty good. Time to move on to the neck.